Okay? So for this week, wala tayong computation. Okay po, wala pa tayong computation. But merely kung paano natin isusulat ang hypothesis. Okay po, so dahil nga po tayo statistics and probability, so we are on the side of research. Nasa research tayo. Meron tayo lagi hypothesis. I think hindi naman kayo bago sa idea ng hypothesis. Hypothesis is yung ating ating guess sa mangyayari or claim sa mangyayari sa ating pong research. Ano po? Okay po. Nung way back nung grade 10, you have your thesis, 'di ba? Writing na meron naman tayong hypothesis. Okay po, ginawa niyo 'yon in working with your research, kailangan talaga natin ng hypothesis, 'di ba? So ngayon, there are different kinds of hypothesis. Balikan lang natin. Let me share my screen first. So I have here my my our topic is now an alternative hypothesis on population mean. Balikan lang natin yung idea ng hypothesis. Sabi nga natin is it's an intelligent guess, hindi lang siya basta guess, it's an intelligent guess kung ano pang pwedeng mangyari sa ating research. But there are different kinds of hypothesis. One is ang alam na alam nyo, which is the null hypothesis. 'Di ba? Way back nung una-una naggawa kayo ng research, you are working with a null hypothesis. Ang sabi natin, by null hypothesis is just the kabaliktaran, you are working on the kabaliktaran of your idea. If you're working with may 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 kinalaman yung may kinalaman isang bagay sa isang bagay, ang null hypothesis niya ay wala silang kinalaman, kabaliktaran. You're working with no relationship, 'di ba? Yun ang ginawa natin dati. Ngayon, liliwanagan natin, paano ba natin talaga isusulat yung null hypothesis? There are different ways to write the null hypothesis depending sa situation. Okay po. Yung una nga is you're working with null hypothesis lang. Yung null hypothesis natin, example, if the behavior of a student has a relationship with academic performance, you will be working with there is no relationship, kabaliktaran. Kapag null lang hinahanap natin. But this time around, we'll be working with null hypothesis at may alternative hypothesis tayo. Ano pinagkaiba nila? The null hypothesis is the starting while the alternate ay yung pwedeng claim natin. Yung magiging claim natin. Paano natin siya isusulat? Para lang tayo maliwanag. Okay po. So, when we talk about a statistical hypothesis is a statement about parameter and deals with evaluating value of parameters. Ibig sabihin, pag statistical, hindi ka lang basta-basta mag-work with, hindi ka na lang basta magsasagot ng hypothesis o basta mo i-claim na tama yung hypothesis mo, hindi. But this is, statistical hypothesis is based on computation. May parameters tayong tinitingnan. Alam niyo ang parameters. The parameters is the description of a certain population. Ano po yon? We have your mean, your standard deviation, at saka po yung variance of your population. Kapag naman sa ating pong description of sample, ang tawag naman natin doon ay statistics, di ba? Nandoon naman po ang ating mean, standard deviation, and variance of our sample. But this time around, statistical hypothesis, we have to work with the parameter. Ibig sabihin with the population. We have two. We have the null and alternative hypothesis. Ano ang null? A null hypothesis, kapag meron tayong alternative, pag sila ay magkasama, please take note of this. Pag magkasama, a null hypothesis at alternative hypothesis, ito yung function ng null hypothesis. The null hypothesis is it states that there is no difference between population parameters such as mean, standard deviation, and so on, and the hypothesis value. So medyo na bago. Ano ibig sabihin natin? Kasi dun sa normally na ginagawa natin na sa thesis, the null hypothesis is the kabaliktaran. But dito, sa null hypothesis, kapag may alternative tayo, yung null hypothesis is just the same as your claim. Kapareho ng claim mo, hindi kabaliktaran. Ano yung magiging kabaliktaran? That will be your alternative hypothesis. Okay? It states that the population has some statistical significance. It can be smaller, greater, or different with by the hypothesis value. No observed effect. Kapag may bago sa alternative naman, there's an observed effect. The null hypothesis is often initial claim that is based on the previous analysis or specialized knowledge. And ito naman, kapag alternative hypothesis is what you might believe to be true or hope to be true. So ito yung hinahanap mo, yung alternative. Okay? Para lang po mas kaintindihan tayo, let's have some sample of writing. Okay po. To state the null hypothesis, identify the parameter of the problem. That's the first. Hanapin mo yung parameter. Ano yung hanapin mo parameter? Whether the mean, the variance, or standard deviation. Hanapin mo muna yon. Next, identify the claim to be tested may show up in the null or alternative hypothesis. Translate the claim into mathematical symbol, mamaya tuturuan ko kayo, and formulate the first null hypothesis, then alternative based on the different ways. So, kapag null at alternative hypothesis, you are to do first the null hypothesis before the alternative. Please take note of that. Kapag ang hinahanap lang natin ay null at saka alternative, unang gagawin si null, which is our HO, isusunod natin yung HA, which is our alternative hypothesis. So, as you may see sa baba, we have your HO and HA. Kapag ang ating given ay mean is equals to K, ang null hypothesis niya is our mean is not equal to K. Okay? Example, our null hypothesis is our mean is less than or equal to K, then dahil nakuha niya yung less than, nakuha na rin niya yung equal, ibig sabihin babaliktarin mo siya with alternative. Ibig sabihin, ang ating alternative will be mean is greater than K. Kung ano yung wala sa null, siya yung lalabas sa alternative. Ngayon, for example, we have our null hypothesis as mean is greater than or equal to K. Nakuha na yung greater than, nakuha na yung equal. So, our alternative is less than K. Lagi pong ganon. But please take note that nasa HO lagi o null hypothesis ang equal. Okay po ha? Nasa null hypothesis lagi ang equal. So we have this, please take note of this, yung mga keywords natin na makikita natin. Pag equal is equal to, is the same as, is exactly the same as, na has nothing changed from. So ibig sabihin nun, that's equal sign. So ito naman ay hindi na bago sa inyo kasi ito naman ay tinuro ng grade 7 sa mathematics, translating mathematical statements. Yung less than, greater than, yung mga clue words. Diba? Grade 7. Tinuro yan. So, let's have an example. This is the example po na meron tayo. The average weight of all grade 11 students in senior high school is 169 cm. Is this claim true? Totoo ba yan? So, ang gagawin lang po natin ngayon ay gagawa tayo ng ating pong hypothesis. Sabi nga po natin sa ating hypothesis, the first thing that you are to do is your null hypothesis, which is your HO, then followed by your HA. Okay? Which is your HA. Kung babasahin natin na maigi ang ating pong given, the average weight of all grade 11 students in senior high school is 169 cm. Ibig sabihin, sinasabi niya na ang average ay 169. So, the average means mean. Ibig sabihin, we are working with our mean, population mean. Yung parang U. Can you give me a statement? Ibig sabihin ay ang mean niya ay 169. U is, anong symbol na gagamitin natin?
Equals po.
Correct. U is equals to 169. That is what the statement said. U or mean is equals to 169. So with that, you have your HO or null hypothesis. Now you can work on with your alternative hypothesis. Kung saan babaliktarin mo lang yung iyo pong null hypothesis. Ang null hypothesis mo ay U or mean is equals to 169, your HA is mean is not equal to 169. Tapos, check na natin. Clear. Yeah. Okay po. So that's it. Our null is U equals to 169 and our HA is equals to U is not equal to 169. Maliwanag po? Okay. Ganun lang po yung paggawa niya. So clear natin to. Let's have another one. Yeah. The average price per square meter of a residential lot is an exclusive subdivision is above 15,000. A buyer wants to test the agent's claim. Above. Ibig sabihin, 15,000 is what ang ating mean. Tama? Yung mean. Pero above. So, ibig sabihin, we have to write our null hypothesis as HO and our alternative hypothesis which is HA. Ano ang null hypothesis natin? Since that's 15,000, U ay may kinalaman sa 15,000. The question is, ano na lang ang symbol natin? Hey, since that is above, kung babalikan natin, mas malaki raw siya sa 15,000. Tama? The mean is greater than 15,000. Ibig sabihin, this is greater than. Tama? Ngayon, sabi ko sa inyo, HO will always have the equal sign. HO will always have the equal sign. So, ibig sabihin, this will be U is greater than or equal to 15,000. Okay po? Clear po tayo. So, ngayon, babaliktarin mo ngayon to. So, ang HA mo is U. Since nakuha mo ang greater than at saka ang equal, then this will have the less than. Less than 15,000. Clear po tayo? Okay, check na natin. Yan. Wait pa. Exclusive above is above 15,000. Sorry pala. This is your claim pala. Baliktad pala to. Clear natin to. Clear natin to. Let's have a correction. Your claim. Ito pala yung claim. Claim na to eh. Claim. So ito pala ang claim mo ay above 50,000. So ibig sabihin, ang kabaliktaran ang HA, which is, hindi, ito ang mali. Ito yung mali. Mali yung given. So tama tayo doon. Ito yung mali. Baliktad sila. So ang ating pong HO is greater than or equal. Basta ang HA natin ang baliktad. Mali itong given. Mali ito. So this should be greater than or equal to, then this is less than. Okay? Mali yung sagot na yun. Okay? Clear po tayo?
Yes po.
Basta magba-base tayo sa unang given. Let's have another one. Yan. A holistic fitness center claims that their member reduced an average of 13 pounds after joining the center. An independent agency wanted to check this claim. took 40 members and found that they reduced 12. So, ibig sabihin, nalaman na nila na nag-reduce siya ng 12. Diba? Ang claim nila is 13. Diba? Kung 13 ang ano natin, ang HO natin, HO and HA. Diba? This is HO and HA. What's their claim? So, average is 13. So, dito tayo pupunta sa 13 muna. Sa 13. So, that is U is equal, alam natin na 13 ay equal. Nandun na yun tayo sa equal. Ang tanong na lang natin ay less than or greater than. HA, ano na found out mo sa 13? Okay. Since ito ay center, ang na-found out mo ay 12, ibig sabihin less than yung 13. Less than na sa 13. So, ibig sabihin your HA is less than 13. Kasi ang lumabas po doon sa findings ay less than, so that is our HA, so less than 13. And this is greater than 13. Okay? Clear po tayo. Yung findings yung HA. Okay? Yung claim natin ay nasa HO. Okay? Clear po tayo. Let's have another one. A treasurer of municipality claimed that the average network of families in the municipality is at least 730,000. A random sample of 50 families in this area produced a mean net worth of 860,000 with a standard deviation of 65,000. What is the null and alternative hypothesis? So pupunta tayo ngayon dito sa una, which is your 730,000. Doon tayo mag-work. So ang sabi, your HO is mean is with regards to 730,000. Doon tayo titingin. Ano sinasabi po sa 730,000? At least, ibig sabihin, pinakamababa na raw ang 730,000. Ibig sabihin, equal, greater than, or equal to 730,000. Pwede siyang mas mataas or equal sa 730,000. Kasi ang sabi is at least. Please take note of the word at least. So your null hypothesis will be U ay kabaliktaran nito, which is less than 730,000. Okay po. Lagi tayong titingin muna sa statement. Okay po. Clear? Kita po? So statement muna tayo, then saka tayo gagawa ng HA. Kung ano sinabi sa sa statement, yun ang pagbabasihan natin ng HO, then saka tayo mag-HA. Clear po? Let's have another one. Clear natin. Last one. This will be the last one. An academic organization claimed that grade 11 students' study time is at most 240 per day, an average. Another survey conducted to find out whether the claim is true. The group took a random sample of 30 and found out that the mean study time of 300 minutes with a standard deviation of 90. What are the null and alternative hypotheses? So babalik muna tayo doon sa umpisa, which is yung 240 minutes per day. So your HO is mean, anong mean natin? Is 240. Diba? Yan ang sinabi, 240. Nandyan yung equal. The question is less than or greater than lang. Ang sabi is at most. Ibig sabihin, pinakamababa na niya, o pinakamataas na niya ang 240. So, ibig sabihin, kung pinakamataas na niya ang 240, ang mean natin can be less than 240 or equal to 240. Okay po, nakuha po yung word because we have the word at most. So, ibig sabihin, babalik na rin natin siya sa alternative, which is u is greater than 240. Kuha po. Basta titingnan lang natin yung ating pong first statement. Okay. So, any questions so far? Wala po. Okay. So, I think it will be fine with you. Marunong na kayong gawa ng HO at HA. Tandaan, kapag ang hinahanap lang natin ay null at alternative, base your null sa ating pong statement. Then, babalik na rin mo lang siya sa alternative. Okay? Please take note of the word kung at most, general, equal. Yan po yung mga hahanapin natin dyan. So, clear na natin to. Okay. Let's have the next topic. Ngayon, kapag i-propound pa natin lalo, kapag kasi alternative, there can be two different ways. Okay? There are two different types of alternative. It can be one-tailed or two-tailed. Okay? Anong pinagkaiba ng one-tailed at two-tailed? Let's start first with, magsimula ako sa two-tailed. Pag sinabi natin two-tailed, it's simply just yes or no. You just have to tell whether may kirelasyon ba sila o wala. So makikita natin yon by the idea of equal or not equal. So that's two-tailed. Okay po? Two-tailed. Ibig sabihin, kung hindi ka dito, doon ka. Equal ka o hindi ka equal. Okay? It has no direction at all. Okay, that is what we call two-tailed. Ngayon, ano naman yung one-tailed? Ang one-tailed ay yung idea na alam mong may relasyon sila, pero sasabihin mo, will it be greater than or less than? Ibig sabihin may direksyon. May relasyon sila, less than? Kung saan ka papunta? Papunta siya sa isang direksyon. Pwede siya papunta sa kaliwa, which is greater than, or sa kanan, which is less than. Gets po? Okay? So, yun ang diferensya ng one-tailed at two-tailed. Pag sinabi natin two-tailed, isipin nyo na lang ay pusa. Kung may pusa, may buntot yan. Diba? Pag isa lang yung buntot niya, ang ituturo niya is either kaliwa or kanan. So, alam mo yung direction na tinuturo ng buntot niya. Kapag nakabaling dito, papunta sa kanan. Or pag nakabaling dito yung isang buntot, papunta sa kaliwa. May direksyon. Pero isipin mo ang pusang dalawa ang buntot. Pag pusa ay dalawang buntot at nakabaling sa kanan ng isa, nakabaling ng isa sa kaliwa, hindi mo alam kung saan ka pupunta. Okay? So walang direksyon na tinuturo ang dalawang buntot. So ibig sabihin, it is simply the idea of meron o wala. Okay po. Clear po tayo doon. Okay. So, but kapag given na naka-specify na kung anong test ang ginagawa natin, medyo mababago siya. Okay po. Anong pinagbago niya? Kung doon sa kanina, ang sinabi natin ay gagawin natin ang null hypothesis na una, gagawin natin yung null hypothesis na una, basta doon tayo magbabase for alternative. Kapag naka-specify kung anong klaseng tailed siya, hey, sinabi, this is a one-tailed test or a two-tailed test, mababago ang kwento. Paano mababago ang kwento? Kapag naka-specify na anong uri na ng test ang meron tayo, ibig sabihin, uunahin mo muna ang alternative bago ang HO. Hey, mababago po ha. alternative muna bago sa HO. Ang HO ngayon ang magiging kabaliktaran ng alternative. Okay? Ang HO ang magiging kabaliktaran ng alternative. Let's have this given. A teacher wants to know if the mathematical games affect the performance of the student, of the learning. So, ibig sabihin, ang gusto lang niya malaman ay nakaka-apekto ba o hindi? Yun ang tanong lang niya eh. Nakaka-apekto ba o hindi ang ating pong previous yung learning. A class of 45 was used to the study. The mean score was 90 and the standard deviation is 3. A previous study revealed that U is 85 and the standard deviation is 5. So ano ang gagamitin natin? Yung 90 ba o yung 85? Ang gagamitin po natin ay yung 85 kasi that is the previous. Okay po. At yung 90 kasi, yung bago. So gagamitin muna natin. Hindi pwede kayong gumamit muna ng bago kasi kaya nga tayo naghahanap eh. Kailangan muna natin mag-base sa facts. Okay po, 'di ba? Sa ating po mga nakuhang evidence. Ang nakuha nating evidence, dati ay 85 siya. Dati 85. So magfo-focus tayo with the 85. So itong U equals 85, since this is the given, the previous, ito ang ating po magiging alternative. Magsisimula tayo sa alternative. Okay? So ibig sabihin, your alternative ang uunahin natin, your HA is alternative is U is equals to 85. That's your alternative. Then, your HO ngayon ang kabaliktaran. U is not equal to 85. Not equal to 85. And this is what kind of test? One-tailed or two-tailed? This will be a two-tailed test. Kasi it's just simply equal or not equal. So that's two-tailed test. Okay? Two-tailed siya. Okay po. Tingnan natin. Clear natin. Clear natin. Tama ba ang ating sagot? Yan. So, yan. Okay, so that's a two-tailed test. Okay po, tingnan lang natin to ha. Meron naka-given dito. Okay. Yan. Nawala pala yung given ko. Okay. Wait lang po ha. Low pa ang aking cellphone. Ngayon, a piggery owner believes that the using of organic feeds on his pigs will yield a greater income. So, greater income daw. So, greater than ang ating pong given. So, greater than, so that will be our hypothesis. Greater than 120 degrees. So, maggagawa tayo ng ano natin, HO, and this is our HA. So, sabi dito, greater than. So, your mu is greater than 120. U is greater than 120. Okay. Then, HO ay kabaliktaran. U is less than or equal to 120. Okay? Tingnan nga natin. Yeah. So, kapag less than ang ating pong pag less than ang ating pong given na HO, ang tawag po doon ay right tail. Right tail. Kasi doon nakaharap sa right. Okay po, right-tailed. Kapag greater than, it's a left-tailed. Okay? Left-tailed. Balikan ko lang yung kanina, napansin ko may mali. Okay? Okay po. Ito, balikan lang natin. Bakit, naalala ko natin, di ba may sinabi ko kanina, na sa HO tayo laging mag-i-equal. Ibig sabihin, medyo mababago pala yung given. Di ba kanina ang sabi ko, magbabase tayo sa given, which is U is equals to 85. So, sabi ko kanina, HA ay magiging U is equals to 85. Then, ang HO natin will not be equal. Di ba yan sabi ko kanina? Hey, yan ang nagawa natin kasi yan ang sinabi ng given. Please take note na meron tayong general rule. Ang general rule po natin ay nasa HO ang equal. Di ba sabi ko kanina, nasa HO ang laging equal. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan natin itong pagpalitin. So, ang HO natin ay magiging U is equal to 85 kasi kailangan natin sumunod ng equal sign ay nasa HO and U is not equal to 85. It's a general rule na ang ating pong HO ang equal. Okay? Though sinabi dito na U is equals to 85, that's our first statement. Dahil ang ating general rule ay ang equal ay nasa HO, so kailangan natin siyang pagpalitan. Clear po tayo? Kasi napansin ko magkaiba ang sagot natin, naalala ko yung idea na yon. Okay? Ang equal ay laging nasa HO. So clear natin to. Let's have another one. The last one. The average waiting time for all customers in a restaurant before being served is less than 20 minutes. It's less than 20 minutes. Determine the hypothesis and directional test. So directional test, nakalagay po, it's directional test. So ibig sabihin, unahin natin ang HA. So HO and HA. Unahin natin ang HA. So ano ibig sabihin? Less than 20 minutes. So U is less than 20 minutes. Kuha po. So, ang HA natin is U is greater than or equal to 20 minutes. Laging po may equal ang HO natin. Okay? Kita po. It's a left-tailed because it's greater than. It's a left-tailed because it's greater than. Okay po? Clear po tayo? Any questions so far? So yun ang mga kailangan natin tandaan ha. Kapag basic na alternative lang, basic alternative at null hypothesis, uunahin natin si HO bago si HA. Pero kapag naka-specify na anong klase ng test or it's a directional test, ibig sabihin unahin natin si HA bago si HO. But the general rule ay ang equal sign ay laging nasa HO. Clear po tayo? Any questions so far? Meron po question? Wala pa. So I think lagi naman tayo naka-base sa mean lang. Naka-base lang tayo sa mean. So mean is equals to 0. Kailangan nyo lang basahin ng ayos. Clear po tayo? Okay po. Let's have your next topic. Your next topic is identify appropriate test statistic involving population mean. Okay po. So in this case, ang kailangan lang natin malaman ay whether gagamit tayo ng z-test or t-test. Wala po tayong isosolve pa ha. Ang kailangan lang natin ay ma-identify bago tayo mag-solve ano bang formula ang gagamitin natin. Whether it's z-test or t-test. Paano ba natin malalaman na ang gagamitin natin ay z-test or t-test. Balikan muna natin ang ating mga parameters and statistics. Okay po, ito po ang ating mga parameters and statistics. The una po natin idea is yung sample. Kapag population at saka sample, pag population lahat, at ang sample ay parte lang ng ating pong population. We have our sample mean which has a symbol of X bar, and the population mean we have the symbol U. We have the population standard deviation with a sigma and the sample standard deviation of S. Tanda po yan. And the population variance of our sigma squared. Okay? Tandaan po yung mga symbol na yan. Okay? Na pag naanan na po natin lahat ng yan. So, the best thing, we have the test statistics na pag-aralan na natin yan. Please take note of this. Kapag ang given sa atin ay, padali na natin, kapag ang given sa atin ay greater than 30, greater than or equal to 30, ibig sabihin natin nun ay z-test. Kapag less than 30, ibig sabihin that is t-test. Greater than 30 is c-test, but less than 30 is less than 30 ay t-test. But please take note of this, hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon ay kompleto ang given. Okay, paano po pag komplikado ang given? Ang pinakamahalagang tingnan dyan ay ang ating population standard deviation. Population standard deviation or what we call the sigma. Okay, paano po ang population, paano po pag hindi? Okay po, ito yung general rule ha. Kapag given sa atin, para po makita natin. Sorry. Escape ko lang. Okay. Kapag given ang ating po, pag ang given natin ay greater than 30, ang general rule ay zeta siya. Pero mangyayari lang ng zeta siya kapag ang standard deviation ng population ay given. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kapag ang population ay greater than 30 is known, we'll be using z-test. Ngayon, paano po pag hindi? Paano po pag hindi? Given ang population standard deviation. Papasok po dyan ang central limit theory. Ano po yung central limit theory? The central limit theory na sinasabi na pag malaki ang given, it has the characteristic na maging normal distribution. Diba? Noong unang-una, sabi ko sa inyo, pag kukunti ang given, hindi mo makikita na naka-normal distribution siya or naka-bell shape. Pero pag marami na yung given, may tendency na siya na maging bell shape or normal distribution. Ibig sabihin, since normal naman ang distribution niya, at kasi given naman ang 100, n is greater than 100, n equals greater than or equal to 30, pwede na natin siyang ilagay ang sa z-test kung gagamit tayo ng sample standard deviation. Ibig sabihin, ibinibigay naman po yun. Okay, may binibigay na sample kahit hindi yung eksaktong standard deviation, ginagamitan siya ng sample standard deviation. Okay? At ibinibigay po yun. So ngayon, maliwanag na tayo, pag greater than 30, automatic zeta siya. Whether given o hindi, ang population standard deviation. Kapag given, hindi yun ang gagamitin natin yung standard deviation. Kapag hindi naman, magbibigay tayo ng sample standard deviation. Ang gagamitin natin, yung sample standard deviation ang gagamitin natin. Okay? Ngayon, paano naman po kapag less than 30? Kapag less than 30 naman ang given, ay may dalawang uri rin. Whether sa given ay given ba ang population standard deviation or hindi given ang population standard deviation. Ngayon, paano po pag given? Since the given naman, ibig sabihin, pag nag-population po natin ay greater than pag binigay sa atin ang standard deviation ng population, ibig sabihin, may idea ka na ng marami. So, ibig sabihin, pwede mo na rin gamitin ang z-test. Pero pag hindi pa rin given ang population standard deviation, ibig sabihin, wala ka ng choice kundi t-test. Maliit ka na nga, wala ka pa population standard deviation, so t-test ka na lang talaga. That's the last resort, the t-test. Okay po, sa maliwanag tayo. Ano po yung mga titingnan natin? Ang unang titingnan natin ay yung standard number of sample. Okay? The number of sample. Kapag ang number of sample natin is greater than or equal to 30, titingnan natin ngayon ang kung meron siyang population standard deviation. Kapag ang ating pong population greater than 30 at given ang population standard deviation, automatic is z-test. Automatic is z-test. Ngayon, kung greater than 30 yung sample at hindi given ang ating population standard deviation, pwede tayong gumamit ng z-test pa rin. Pero ang gagamitin natin, yung dapat given, yung sample standard deviation. Okay? Dapat given yung sample standard deviation. Ngayon, kapag ngayon, lower than 30 ang ating sample, kapag given ang population standard deviation, z-test pa rin siya. Pero pag hindi na talaga, maliit ka na nga lang, wala ka pang population standard deviation, ibig sabihin, t-test ka. Okay po. So, balikan. Let's have some example. Yan. In here, the manufacturer claimed that the average life of batteries used in their electronic game is 150 hours. So, ibig sabihin, ito ay sa population. Ibig sabihin, ang U natin ay 150 hours. Okay? It is known that the standard deviation of this type of battery is 20. So, ibig sabihin, given ang standard deviation na population, which is 20 hours. Okay? A customer wished to test the manufacturer claim according to tested 100 electronic games. So, your N or your sample is 100. And what's found out that the sample mean is 144. So, dapat marunong tayong humanap ng mag-identify ng parts. So, since this is 144, the question, ano ang gagamitin natin? Z-test or t-test? The idea muna ay tingnan mo muna ang number of sample. Ano ang number of sample natin? 100. That's 100. Ibig sabihin, that's greater than 30. Greater than 30. Ngayon, given ba ang ating pong standard deviation, population standard deviation, it is also given. So, ibig sabihin, we'll be using z-test. We'll be using z-test. Okay po tayo? Let's have another one. So we will be using z-test. Okay? Let's have this one. An English teacher wanted to test whether the mean of the reading speed of student is 550 per word per minute. So, ibig sabihin, this 550 is your population mean. That's your population mean. That's 550 words per minute. Ngayon, a sample of 12 student, so ibig sabihin your N is 12. Revealed that a sample mean is 540 per word. So your sample mean is 540. Kita mo difference ha? Kapag population mean, that's U. Kapag sample mean, that's X bar. Please take note of that ha. With a standard deviation of 5 per minute. 5 per minute. 5 per minute. Ano yung 5 words per minute na yon? Is that population or sample standard deviation? It is just a sample standard deviation. Okay, ngayon, sample standard deviation. The question, ito ba ay z-test or t-test? Ngayon, tingnan natin. Anong given natin? N is equals to 12. N is less than 30. So, ibig sabihin, nandun na tayo sa idea na pwede siyang maging t-test. Ngayon, ang tanong, given ba ang population sample? Population standard deviation? Hindi. Ang given sa atin ay sample standard deviation. If that's the case, so this is a t-test. Okay? Kasi hindi naman given ang population standard deviation. Ang given lang sa atin ay sample standard deviation. Okay? This is just a t-test. Okay? Nakikigets na po kung paano malalaman ang t-test at z-test. Okay. Let's have the last example. Okay. Okay. A study was conducted to look at the average time a student exercise. A researcher claimed that the average student's exercise is less than 15 hours per month. Okay, that's 15 hours per month. Less than 15 hours per month. Now, wait lang po. Let's have annotation. So, U is less than 15. Sorry, baliktad ng aking ano. Less than pala. U is less than 15. Less than 15. Ngayon, it was found out in random sample size of 115. So, it's 115 ang ating number of sample. That the mean time of student is 100 is 11.3 per minute with a sample size of 6.43. The question, is this z-test or t-test? Okay po, tingnan muna natin ang number of sample. The number of sample natin ay 115. So most of probably, pwede na siya sa z-test. But the question ay may given ba na population standard deviation? Wala. Wala. Pero may given ba na sample standard deviation? Meron. So ibig sabihin, since may given na sample standard deviation, papasok siya sa central limit theory na papayagan na niyang mag-z-test. Papayagang mag-z-test ang greater than 30 for as long as meron siyang sample standard deviation. Whether the given is population standard deviation or sample standard deviation, magiging z-test. Pero pag wala pa rin yung sample, wala ka nang population standard deviation, wala ka pang sample standard deviation, hindi na siya talaga pwede sa z-test. Papataka na sa t-test. Okay po tayo doon. Pero kapag given naman ang sample or kaya ang population standard deviation, ibig sabihin, at mas malaki ka sa 30, pwede ka na sa z-test. Okay? So, balikan lang na natin yun. I-clear natin ito. Balikan ko lang yon ang ating mga kondisyon para magkaintindihan tayo. This is the 3 condition. Okay? Papayagan, pag greater than 30 or equal to 30, papayagan ang z-test kapag known ang population standard or kaya ang pag hindi given, at least given ang sample standard deviation. Kapag ito ay hindi given, ang hindi na nga given ang population standard deviation at hindi pa rin given ang population standard deviation at greater than 30, papatak siya sa t-test. Okay? Dapat alinman sa dalawa ay given pag greater than 30. Pero pag less than 30, kapag given ang population standard deviation, automatic is z-test kahit siya less than 30. Pero kapag hindi given ang population standard deviation, it is t-test. Clear po tayo done? Okay? So, that ends our lesson. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay? Hoping na naging malinaw po. Yung second part po is just simply alamin nyo lang kung z-test o t-test. Yan lang yun. Okay? The first part is writing the null hypothesis at saka po ang ating pong alternative hypothesis. Please take note ulit. Balikan ko lang lahat ha. Recap ko lang. Kapag hinahanap ang ating pong null at alternative hypothesis without giving the test, a directional test, uunahin mo muna si null bago ang alternative. Pero kapag given kung anong klaseng test siya, whether it's one directional or two directional, ibig sabihin uunahin mo muna ang alternative bago ang null. Clear po tayo doon? Ngayon, doon naman sa ating pangalawa, whether z-test or t-test, kapag greater than 30, pag greater than or equal to 30, at given ang sample o ang population standard, automatic z-test siya. Pero pag wala sa dalawa ang given, it's t-test. Yun yung no choice na talaga. Kapag pag less than 30, kapag given ang population standard, it's t-test. Pero pag hindi given ang population standard at less than 30 ka na nga, that is t-test. Okay po tayo doon? Hoping maliwanag po tayo. Any questions so far? Ipapadala ko po sa inyo pong GC ang mga sasagutan po. Okay? Yung mga sasagutan po natin, writing lang at saka identifying z-test or t-test. Okay? Wala pa naman po tayong eksaktong pasahan ng ating output. So, baka next week pa yon ang pasahan. So, you have ample amount of time para gawin po yon. Wala pa tayong computation. Yes po? Yes po.
Sir, dun po sa tanong po dun sa last po, sabi po kasi two most commonly used na parameter po. Ano po yun? Dalawa lang po talaga or tatlo
Pwede pong
po?
kayong, di ba, ano ba yung parameter? Parameter, di ba? Ibig sabihin sa population. Ano ang dalawang madalas ginagamit mong parameter? Katulad ng pinag-aralan
Yung sa
natin. Ano
mean
yung
po
dalawang
at
mahalaga?
mean
Which
po
is
at
there?
standard.
Yung
Mean po at
mean.
standard.
Ayun po. Ayun lang.
Thank you po, sir.
Okay po. So, have a nice day. I-upload ko tong video para mabalikan nyo at I'll be uploading on your GC yung mga sasagutan nyo po. Any questions so far? Meron pa? So, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye,
you po,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Good night po.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye po.
Have a nice day, sir.
Bye-bye.